All right, so my name is Ian O'Byrne. I'm an assistant professor of literacy education here at C of C. I am with my class. They are all around the room right now. And we're going to start to take a look at the Walk My World project, and we're going to start to think about what the expectations are ahead. The layout of the room is, and I had an extra webcam, but it's not working. The layout of the room is they are behind me in a computer lab. There is a display off to my right, and over on the far right there is a whiteboard. I'm going to draw on the whiteboard, and you're not going to be able to see it if you're in internet land. I apologize now. We'll take pictures and we'll post them later. But basically, we're going to talk as a class about what the expectations are, what this will look like, and how they get involved and how they interact and Walk My World. Ask questions, because then it's a much better talk than and will lose my voice. I'm on heads right now and loving it. But basically, at some point I'll lose my voice. Hopefully it doesn't happen in the middle of this talk. But nevertheless, let's go to screen share so we can see what we are talking about. So we're going to do entire screen. We shall share. All right, and I will say minimize. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and send this thing out. So I'm going to share out the link for the video stream. One of you in the room just test it to make sure that it's not showing me like so I'm sending out the link for the video. I just want to tell you before we do anything else. So in our community, there should be a link. Please go ahead and click on that. See if it shows this screen, if it has the audio basically working. It'll probably work better on your laptops as opposed to anything else. So it's working, I guess. Does it show the screen, not Inception and everything else? What if I go to here? Is it following me along? It's good. How do I look? Do I look good right now? Just kidding. It's yeah, you're a little bit behind. All right. So this will be fun. So basically, what I want to do is I want to take a look at a project that we will be involved in over the next 10 weeks. And the project is called the Walk My World project. We built up a website. We just launched the brand new version of the website. It's at walkmy.world. You're free to go there now and take a look. But basically the idea behind the project is it is a 10-week open learning, open education, open scholarship, open research project. In this, what we're going to do is work with you to go online, interact, connect, create, share, and collaborate with other educators, other learners around the globe. Okay? We will walk you through all of the different phases. Generally what happens is we have pre-service teachers and we have in-service or veteran educators. We also have some K-12 students. We have higher ed instructors that get involved. But basically, it's a lot of learners that globally collaborate and get involved. This is the third year of the project. All of the other learning events are all available on the website. The new learning events for this year are not there yet. What we do is we will launch them each week. Right now, we are in the learning events or the pre-learning event for the whole entire shebang. Some people call this a MOOC, an open online class or course. Has anybody ever heard the term MOOC used before? What have you taken a MOOC before? You've heard it being used before? So generally a MOOC, in many contexts, a MOOC is an open class that's free, that people can get involved. This project started when a couple of my colleagues and I talked about how important it was for us to mentor educators as they got online and as they learned to connect and collaborate and share with others. We wanted you to play with digital content and reach out and connect with other people online. So we started this project off very well. I was about to say really well, but that would not make any sense at all in our current language. So it provides us with an opportunity to have you play and connect and share online. So one of the things I wanted to first have us start to do is one of the tools that you'll need to use for the project is Twitter. Okay, so how many of you are on Twitter already? Very cool. Okay, and I know there was some apprehension about some of us joining Twitter. You'll have to have a Twitter account to get involved. So I will show you my account. Okay, you do not have to try and zoom out a little bit here. You do not have to have a Twitter account for today. My assumption is that over the upcoming week, you'll spend some time, you'll develop a Twitter account. The other thing that you'll need to develop for this project is a website or a blog. We know that you're developing a website or a blog for this class. I don't think that your website or blog will be ready to go full steam within the next week or two, okay? But hopefully by the end of this week, you have an address or a URL that we can share so that we can start adding content over for the project, okay? So Twitter, how many people use, and what do you use Twitter for? For tweeting? Well, that's a very specific answer, thank you. What else? What else do you use Twitter for? What is Twitter? That's a better question. What is it?
It's another social media.
Another social media?
Yeah.
That limits your social side?
Personal interaction with human beings.
It limits your interactions with human beings?
Yeah, it's personal, like face-to-face ones, yeah.
Yeah, it does, I agree. So one of the key things with Twitter is that Twitter limits you to 140 characters. Why do they do that? So I mean, on Facebook, you can have a post and you can go on and on and on and on and on. You know, Google Plus, you've written a little bit, but you can go on. Blogs, you can go on. Twitter, they cut you off at 140 characters. Why? Why do they do that?
Most likely not going to read the whole thing, right? Limited paragraph.
So if you see if it's limited and you see little snippets, you're more willing to take the 10 seconds to read it and gloss over it. Why else? Why might it be limited? Yeah.
You have to be a little more creative about what you say. I mean, if you want to say something really big, you do have to take out like a bit and piece to put in.
Yeah.
You can't say an entire long thought.
Yeah, so for example, some people will talk about Twitteracy, like a Twitter literacy or Twitter discourse, and there is a certain language to how you write a tweet. So for example, if I look at, you know, this tweet here by my colleague, let's look at one that makes no sense at all. Usually they're the ones that I write. So for example, if I look at this message here, I say, welcome to Walk My World. So I had this little number sign, Walk My World, Project 2016, a number sign again, LE0, make, create, share, connect, and then I have number sign again, NWP, number sign, CL-MOOC. What are those number sign things called?
Hashtag.
So those are hashtags. We know what hashtags are because Jimmy Fallon sings about them all the time. What is a hashtag? Yeah, it's a way to connect conversations. So an individual tweet, so we hear a lot about Twitter and tweets. An individual tweet is this post right here, this welcome to Walk My World ending with that URL at the end. The hashtag is a mechanism to connect discussions, okay? The way that I make sense of Twitter is that I think about Twitter as being a corollary to email. So if I send an email out to Elena, then I put her address in the email, I email her, there is a subject to the email, Elena's the only one that gets it. Unless I blind carbon copy other people in the room, you cannot read that email. So I send her an email, she has the email address, there's a subject line, there's a body of the email. The difference between email and Twitter is, with Twitter, I'm sending out an email, I'm sending out a message, I will probably include her address in it. I'll include her Twitter account address. But Twitter is open for the most part. There are direct messages that are private, but everyone in the room can read that message, okay? And the subject line, I connect a subject line to the hashtags, okay? So that's the connection piece. So if I look at this tweet here, this initial part here, this is a hashtag. So that clicks over to Walk My World, and we can see the Walk My World community around that hashtag. Pound WNP, or hashtag NWP, is National Writing Project. So those of you that are in English or want to be secondary English teachers, National Writing Project will be valuable for you. The Mother incredible MOOC that's out there. ILA is International Literacy Association. So all of you elementary educators and pre-K through from early childhood and elementary educators, you'll be involved in ILA. So those are other organizations that are out there. And this last piece is a link that goes out. So it's something that I'm connecting, okay? So if I look at a tweet, you can send tweets out there. Anyone can see the tweet. Anyone can publicly see the tweet and see what people are saying about an event or a topic, and we use the hashtags to connect it. So this research project, the Walk My World project, we thought about, well, what happens if we get people to collaborate and connect around a hashtag? What if we take an opportunity to have individuals, students, educators, share a walk in the world with other people, okay? We won't find ways to help people connect online. So if I click on that hashtag, me over to Twitter, okay, and this is, I'm in the Twitter web app, and I can see these are all of the top tweets so far that have been shared out there, okay? So you can see there's already people sharing content, sharing images out on the hashtag. But for this project, I'm going to suggest that you use a different tool. I think that this is okay, but I think that it's a little bit hard to navigate. For the project, I'm going to suggest that you use a different platform. I use Tweetdeck. So the reason why I use Tweetdeck is that Tweetdeck will give you columns, okay? So I'm going to zoom out. So what Tweetdeck will do is it'll give you columns. You can organize your columns. You can set up your columns. Tweetdeck is now owned by Twitter. So the product is free. It used to be a great app and then they bought it out. If you're using Twitter on a mobile device or a tablet, there are other tools that you can use. But the thing I like about Tweetdeck is that it will put together columns for you so that you can keep track of the hashtags as opposed to the whole fire hose of information. So what I do is I have notifications so I can see when people do things around my tweets. I have direct messages so I can see if people are trying to send me private messages. And then I have other hashtags and searches that I follow, okay? So for example, I'm going to kill off this one here. So one of the reasons why I love Tweetdeck, and I'm going to suggest that all of you use it as well. Thank you, Josh. So then I'm going to say, I'm going to search, and I'm going to hit Walk My World. Hit enter. And it's going to do on Twitter to see what people are saying about that right now. And I'm going to hit Add Column. So it's going to zip me over here and add a new column in for the Walk My World project. So anything that people say globally, if you include pound Walk My World or hashtag Walk My World in your tweet, it'll pop up there. Okay? We don't have people in the middle. We don't make enough money for that. Actually, we don't make money at all. Anything that people share pops up in that hashtag. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that same video and I'm going to say, here is the live stream of the discussion we're having in class. I don't know why I have to talk while I'm typing about Walk My World. And then I'm going to paste the link to the YouTube clip. What I'd also like to do is, if we all, in this project, not only are we going to be discussing with educators globally, but I want us to have an opportunity to be able to tweets as well. Sometimes it's hard to see all of that through the noise. So for us, we're going to use the pound Walk My World hashtag. We're also going to include C of C Edu. Okay? And that'll further limit what we do. And then I'm going to edit this one more time, and I'm going to say, please send us questions. And I'm going to hit tweet. So it sends that out. So now if I look at this message that I just sent out, it's online now. You can see on my Twitter page, you can see what I said. There's the Walk My World hack. It went right up to the top. There is the link to the YouTube video I shared out. Here's our CFC Edu. So if I click on Walk My World, it shows us all of that content. We've already seen it. If I click on CFC Edu, it'll show all of the stuff that we shared on that hashtag, which is so far 4 or 5 tweets from me. Okay? So, one thing, as we're talking about this for the next 20 minutes, can somebody keep an eye on that thread and just see if anybody asks us any questions on the thread, stuff that we can stop and answer. Who knows what'll pop up. So while I was talking, I got a message, 2 different things that I want to pop up on. So when you interact with someone on Twitter, nope, back. Come on. So when you interact with people on Twitter, there are different things that you can this is in Tweetdeck, but these functions exist no matter where you interact on Twitter. These are on the app, they are in the web presence, they're everywhere you go online, but I'm showing you Tweetdeck. There are other ways to do this. So one of the things that you'll notice is Josh sent me a tweet, okay? So the reason that he sent it to me is because he included my name in there. So I am, my account is twitter.com/@WIOburn. So when he sends me a message, all he has to do is do the @WIOburn. He also included the hashtag salty, okay? Not gonna ask right now. But what I can do is I can respond to him. One of the first things I'm gonna do is I'm going to like this tweet. This used to be called a favorite. Now they call it a like. I don't know why. But I'm basically going to like it. Liking or favoriting a tweet can mean different things. In Google Plus, which we've played around with, it's, it could be like a Facebook like and stuff like that. There are different things that a Twitter like or favorite can mean. For me, it generally means that I read it and I paid attention to it. And to a certain extent, I guess I like what you shared, although it doesn't entirely fit. But there are other people that use it for other reasons. Some people use it because it will save tweets out to There are different reasons why people use the like or the favorite button. But for the most part, it means somebody read it and they agree with you or they like what you've had to say. What I can also do is, Josh. So I'm going to say, thanks for joining us and learning about Walk My World. Yes. Probably saying something highly offensive now, and I'll regret this until the day I die, but at least my kids will know that I tried. So I'm going to include CFC Edu to be further incriminating, and then I'm going to hit tweet. So now that is a response to Josh, and it's over here in our column with Walk My World because I included that hashtag. So not including the hashtag is not showing up over there. Another thing I want to do here is I know is it'll take on that you're looking at tweet, basically republish it. Okay. So if somebody sends you a message or a tweet and you want to give them respect or you want to promote what they're saying, you can either favorite it, you can reply, or you can retweet. A retweet is basically resending it out. If you want to make it more fan quote tweet, and then you take their message, quote it, and you add. You see something, you really like it, and you want to promote it, you retweet it. If you want to have some response, you hit quote tweet. Okay. So I see Jazzy liked it. I can see that Megan followed me, so I'm going to go in and I'm going to follow Megan. Rachel, I'm going to follow. Summer, I'm going to follow. So this is the basics behind Twitter. With Twitter, you're sending out messages. You're sending out messages openly, globally, on the internet. There is an international connection of learners, and we are all at this point organizing around a hashtag. Is my video stream still going there? Somebody peek at the video stream and make sure they didn't cut me off when.
It's like on you.
It is. Let's see. Oh God. All right. Share. Turn off Inception. All right. Take a peek and make sure that it's good. Somebody keep that in the corner of your screen and let me know that if it goes off. Fix it.
It's just kind of like,
It'll be a little delay.
yeah, there you
Twitter is you sharing content out there. Is the audio working on it? Speak. So Twitter is an opportunity to share content globally and connect. I think that this is a good time for us to talk about what Twitter has to offer and then some of the challenges with Twitter. Twitter, I think, can be an incredible tool. As we said before, it's a social network. It is a micro blogging service. It limits your content. The nice thing is that Twitter can get your content out there and anyone can read it. Twitter has the opportunity, if used in some ways, you can empower civilizations. And we also have talked a little bit about horrible things that happen on Twitter. Okay, we talk about, we watched the Veronica Belmont piece. We talked a little bit about Gamergate last week. So as we create and as we share on Twitter, I want you to understand a couple different things. One, I will advise you to, and I will promote the use of open, but I cannot force you into any of this, okay? I want you to have deep thought about the identity and the presence that you share. Bless you. I also want you to remember that as you share things online, they are online. They are public. They are not private. Nothing really is private online. But please understand, as you share content online, it is public. Okay, so anyone can read it, and be aware that you are sharing content publicly online and other people are out there. There's a lot of incredible things that can happen on Twitter. I think this project is one of them. My goal in this, and my friends and colleagues' goal, is to mentor all of you as you get involved, as you connect, as you collaborate online. The goal of the project is to get all of you out on Twitter to see what it can and cannot be. I think that through the experience, a lot of you will come back and hopefully enjoy that experience. But I want you to go into this knowing what, the good, the bad, and the ugly as to what could happen as we're out there online. Any questions at this point before we move on? How's that video looking? Is this as good as it's going to be? Any questions about Twitter, using Twitter, getting involved in the project? We really haven't talked about the project yet. We're just talking about what Twitter could be and how to interact and how to make sense of Twitter using Tweetdeck. Any questions yet? So the way the project will operate is typically on a Sunday, we will launch the new learning events. There are 10 learning events. Each learning event will be launched. We will launch one per week. So Sundays, we'll launch the learning events. I see all of you on Tuesday from having taught multiple times. I know that when I see you on Tuesday, most of you will say, what? There's a new learning event out there? That's absolutely appropriate. I know that you're all very busy. When we come into class on Tuesday, I will remind you of the learning event. I will walk you through the learning event and ways that you could tackle the learning event. And we'll take a look at what the learning events might entail. But first, I want to get our feet wet and understand how to get involved. So yesterday, we launched the first, and a bunch of us are reblogging the initial learning event, the pre-learning event, Learning Event 0. So if you look through, you can see that there are already people that are out there saying hi. Okay, so we have we have educators, we have people in secondary populations. We do have some students that are in elementary classrooms. We have students all around the globe that are getting involved. You'll meet a lot of really cool people out there. I'm waiting for the voice to finally shut down. as long as you scroll through the thread and see who's getting involved. So what I'd like you to do at this point is, those of you that are on Twitter and those of you that would like to send out an initial hello to the community, please do so. Send out a tweet, say hello, talk about who you are or whatever you can say in 140 characters. Please include hashtag or pound walk my world, and please include pound CFC edu so that we can have another list to limit that. But send out an initial tweet, respond to each other, retweet or favorite each other's comments. I'll leave this up so that we can see what you say. You do not have to include the salty hashtag unless you want to. I don't know if it's trend or not. Go ahead and take about 2 minutes. Say hi to the community. Let's see if anyone's watching now, and see if anybody is paying attention. And then we'll dive a little bit more into what this all means. If you don't have a Twitter account yet, that's fine. You can take time later this week to put one together. If you do have one and you want to jump in, go ahead and say hi. Include that Walk My World hashtag and the CFC Edu hashtag, and say hi to people and say hi to the community. Summer, what do you mean by I am back?
I mean, I don't tweet. I think the most social media that I ever access is I still love Facebook and on Instagram, but my sisters all tweet, my family tweets, but I always got one because I would read their tweet because one of my sisters was hilarious.
Yeah.
And so I feel like I'm being
So is your family now what is she doing?
oh, my sister Caitlin will probably comment on it or something.
Yep.
She's the one who always has something to say.
Uh-huh.
But she's the one who has the funny tweets. So
It is interesting. A couple larger questions will exist around this project. Be public, private, and the digital identity side, and I want to keep unpacking that because that's not something that we can answer in a binary statement and then we move on. What will be interesting is some of you are on Twitter and you're active on Twitter and you use it a lot. And when you start getting involved with this and you get involved in a project and you're doing a lot with it, then what's interesting is other people that are on that network all of a sudden are, what are you talking about? What is this Walk My World thing that you're doing? So that's interesting to see. And this is an open learning project, so if you have other colleagues or friends, I think I'm supposed to go tomorrow night, which I don't know if it's going to help or I don't know if it's going to happen. I'm supposed to go talk to the teacher fellows about getting involved. I'm giving a talk on this at the Adelson Library in March to talk about the project and show them what we've done. So what's happening, move on. So a couple different things, how to stay, how we're doing here. How's that stream looking so far? Still doing what it's got to do. So I'm going to go back to the main. So the website is my.world. This is a WordPress site. We were using Google Sites for a long period of time, for about 2 years. We finally moved to a WordPress site. Sharing this information with all of you is because all of you will be building websites, apps, and you might be thinking about Google Sites as opposed to WordPress or Wikispaces or other stuff. We chose to use WordPress for a lot of reasons, a couple of which is, a couple of these reasons include the fact that we can have really nice themes, that the plugins work really well. There's a lot of extra functionality that we have. So if I scroll through, I have a as I scroll down, I've got the header, so I have the link for the page so I can get back if I ever get lost. I also have the little sidebar I can click and see this. At 1:30 now. How much time I got? 1:30. 0. So what I want you to do is I sent out on Google Plus the link for the trailer. The trailer I launched this last year to the K-12 online conference. Take a look at the trailer. Take a look at the video. This week is the pre-learning week. So all you have to do for this week is under Start Walking. And then if I go down to Getting Started in 2016, the only thing that we do this week, your only expectation is, and we detail it here, but the only real expectation is send out introducing yourself to the community, which many of you already did, and try and include address to your site, okay? So if you've already started building a website, we'll spend more time today talking about the ways, including if you don't have, you have the thing that we've been working on, okay? So what you should be doing is saying, okay, if you don't create one, think about all the digital identity, think about if you have concerns, come to me about it, that's fine. Love to have those discussions. Create a community, shield up, and share that out. Okay. Any questions? And I'll send more stuff out on Google Plus.